Hey guys, it's Ernest. From over 300 titles, we're giving you our list of the best upcoming Xbox One games for the years 2019, 2020, and beyond. Arranged in no particular order, the first game on our list is Halo Infinite. This is it, Chief. Xbox's iconic sci-fi hero makes a stunning return in this latest entry to the Halo franchise. This next chapter of the legendary franchise promises the ultimate Halo experience yet. Developed by 343 Industries and powered by their new Slipspace engine, Infinite is gearing up for greatness. Although there's not much to talk about due to the game's limited announcement trailer, we know that it's set after Guardians and it's the third part of the Reclaimer saga. Master Chief takes center stage once again and with added focus on cooperative play. Play with your friends in a grand space adventure filled with beautiful vistas, fantastic biomes, and sci-fi action. Unfortunately, no release date yet. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. Celebrating its 10th anniversary, this return of the fan-favorite Tales entry takes you to the world of Turca Lumeris once again. Fans of the series will definitely enjoy this as it features all the good things Tales of Vesperia has to offer, including remastered full HD graphics, never-before-seen characters, expanded story, and so much more. This new version helps the tale of two friends as they recover their lost memories in a whole new story mode. Also returning in this edition is its iconic linear motion battle system. Control your party members in real-time combat, swap anytime to counter enemy types, and change the field of battle. It's pretty much the same game with the same story, but with everything added to make it the perfect Tales of Vesperia experience ever. It's coming out this January 11, 2019. Biomutant. First announced in 2017, the developers at Swedish studio Experiment 101 has kept mum about the progress of their self-described post-apocalyptic kung fu fable. But since their last demos, the hype has slowly been growing, with many gamers impressed not only by its solid visuals, but also because of its unique premise. Putting a martial arts raccoon-like creature in center stage, Biomutant revolves around exploring a storybook-like open world where various mutations are common and even welcome. As an action RPG, players will get to customize their character's appearance and attributes. One of the foremost goals of the studio is to combine shooting, melee skills, and other abilities in a seamless and intuitive way. And from what we've seen from their early promos, they've done quite a great job with it already. With even more time, it just might be on its way to becoming Game of the Year material. It's coming out late 2019.
Banging the door. This is your chance. Power. Your Clonk Super Wushu is all rounder.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Square Enix isn't really holding back this time. We're finally getting their most anticipated video game ever that's not Final Fantasy. The third major entry from the long list of Kingdom Hearts games out there. Follow Sora and friends in their final stand to defeat the darkness once and for all. Just like its predecessors, the standard formula of the Kingdom Hearts saga involves a mix between Final Fantasy and Disney characters with a colorful hack-and-slash combat. Travel to various Disney worlds including Toy Story, Monsters Incorporated, Tangled, and even Frozen, and save each kingdom from the clutches of darkness. With an all-new visual improvement and a new badass engine, the biggest Kingdom Hearts game is about to get even bigger. Unlock new Keyblades, make use with the power of friendship, and save your beloved friends from evil. It's finally coming out this January 29, 2019.
I can't believe I did this! I'm going back. I am never going back! Best day ever!
Resident Evil 2. Capcom revisits one of their most successful Resident Evil titles, giving it more time in the modern limelight. Originally released in 1998, this upcoming remake isn't just the same game with slapped-on textures. Rather, it's rebuilt from the ground up using the latest RE engine, lending it a shiny makeover and a new third-person perspective. So even for players of the original, RE2 is gonna look and feel fresh. Play the classic roles of Leon and Claire, who will each have updated individual campaigns that'll dive deeper into their characters and stories. Capcom recently announced 5 costumes for their deluxe edition. According to GameSpot, it'll include military and walker outfits for Claire, the Arclay Sheriff costume for Leon, as well as noir outfits for both of them. But for the vanilla players, there's always the unlockable classic costumes for absolutely free. A survival horror game that doles out nostalgia and fresh content in one sweep, it's set to release on January 25th, 2019. Crackdown 3. 100% pure destruction awaits you in this latest Crackdown game. Set 10 years after the events of Crackdown 2, uncover the mysterious enemy that lingers in the shadows. Stop this terrorist group from covering the city of New Providence in darkness. One of the best reveals of this entry is the introduction of Terry Crews as the main voice actor for the protagonist. With his third-person open-world experience, hear him speak his iconic voice as he topples down big business skyscrapers and blow military vehicles to the ground, just to punish criminal syndicates. With its Xbox One release, it's gonna show you the future with the ultimate 4K visuals in a dangerous playground for carnage. It's coming out this February 15th, 2019.
5 agents battle for supremacy. Smash through buildings. Blast bridges into rubble. Level the competition.
Skull and Bones. Ubisoft isn't hiding the fact that this is inspired by the critically acclaimed Assassin's Creed Black Flag. While it doesn't have anything to do about killing Templars with your hidden blades, this game is primarily focused on letting you sail around the 7 seas of what is called the Golden Age of Piracy. Building on what they started in Black Flag, this new title promises to expand the life at sea, particularly in crew and combat. Choose the best ship for your playstyle and pack it with upgrades and artillery that's perfect for plundering enemy ships. It's mostly a multiplayer experience in the open world of the Indian Ocean, opening you up for emergent gameplay as you sail solo or with your very own pirate gang. A peg down for pirate realism is the game's lack of boarding, which means that all the action is set exclusively on your own ship. It's set to release in 2019.
Ready to be boarded. Show no mercy. What was theirs is now ours.
Dirt Rally 2.0. Now, if there's one racing game that's wowed the world since its release, it's Dirt Rally. As new as it is, it's slowly shaping up to become one of the leading rally games on the market. With another one coming, racing game enthusiasts are hyping it up for the upcoming release, hoping to get another taste of challenge and adrenaline. As the official game of the FIA World Rally Championship, we'll get to play like the pros in real-life tracks of Barcelona, Montalegre, Hell, Silverstone, and more in various types of series. Offering stunning environments from 6 global locations, it's still one of Dirt Rally's weakest aspects. But whatever they offer, it's always been rife with the smallest details that make for a spectacular rally race. One disappointment might be the sequel's lack of VR support, one of the first game's biggest additions. Hopefully, the developers will listen to reason and add it in before its release on February 26, 2019.
30. 4 left don't cut, into 3 right, into caution don't cut 3 left. 50 over crest, 1 right tightens. Opens, into turn, unseen, don't cut 1 left tightens.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Moon Studio's sequel to the beautiful Metroidvania adventure about a forest spirit is bound to get some more quests on the way. After saving the forest from the ever-consuming darkness, Ori returns in a whole new journey to face another problem that threatens the magical forest. Just like its original, players control the forest spirit Ori as this adorable creature traverses through the beauty and the destruction of the mystical forest. Make use of the ability called Soul Link that enables players to save at will. Aside from that, multiple power-ups and abilities can help you traverse difficult places like most Metroidvania games do. In this game, dive deep into the forest of Nibble and find out what this mystery threat is all about. With beautiful visuals, fantastic soundtrack, and a smooth platforming combat system, we're pretty sure that this sequel won't let us down. No release date yet, but it comes out sometime this 2019. Code Vein. Bandai Namco draws their inspiration from a game notable for its hardcore difficulty and insane boss fights. Pretty sure you've heard about that. This time they decided to incorporate these brutal gameplay elements to an open-world RPG anime game. Play as a blood-sucking revenant and fight against nightmarish monsters in a bid to escape the vicious region of Vein. Unfortunately, there's not much news about it and they're saving up for its trailers for bigger events next time. But because it's made by the same people who made God Eater, we can assume that this game, set at a post-apocalypse crawling with vampires, will have a solid story. Previously announced to come out this year, the developers announced that they will unfortunately postpone the release date to 2019. Rage 2. In yet another post-apocalyptic tale, this time deadlier and dustier than the rest, is Bethesda's sequel to their 2010 first-person shooter. Coming from the capable hands of id Software and Avalanche Studios, Rage 2 promises to be just as wild and over-the-top as the original game. With the destructibility of Just Cause, the addictive gameplay of Doom 2016, and the vehicular action of Mad Max under their belt, the series reaped its just rewards at its first run. Now, with this upcoming sequel, Bethesda's got some pretty big shoes to fill. Carving a different path from today's multiplayer-focused lineup, Rage 2 will have a special focus on a single-player campaign. Jump into the battered wastelands as Walker, get some freakish radioactive powers, and participate in the sandbox insanity of their seamless open world. It's set to release in spring 2019.
Time to test out your new ability on him.
Holy shit! Oh, hell yeah!
Thank you for watching this quick look at what you can expect. We'll have even more insanity to show off in the coming months.
Control. If you're a huge fan of Remedy's Alan Wake, get ready for more heart-pumping action in this latest IP from the people behind it. Moving away from its Stephen King inspirations and scaring out monsters with light, Control is all about moving basically anything with the power of telekinesis. Just like Alan Wake, Control is played from a third-person perspective. Players get to control a young girl seeking for answers after government entities seek to study and contain her powers. Based from the gameplay trailers, players can fight enemies using a unique weapon that can change any shape at will. Use objects around your character to defend yourself from a barrage of bullets. With heavy supernatural elements like its previous projects, Control will offer a powerful single-player action game with a promising story and addictive gameplay. No release date yet, but we're expecting this game to come out sometime this 2019. Doom Eternal. id Software's sequel to their Doom 2016. If you want another dose of hellish entertainment, get yourself ready for their most ambitious first-person shooter yet. Backed by its solid 90s foundations and their breakout reboot, this sequel takes us back to the shoes of the Doomslayer, who's hell-bent on destroying whatever demon comes in his way. With the added mobility of his grapple-powered super shotgun and the many monkey bars scattered in the fiery depths, players can get right into its brutal action. Aside from that, its improved glory kill system adds a new flavor to every demon you eviscerate. It's satisfying as hell, pun intended. Its recent news adds a new multiplayer feature called Invasions, and hopefully they're going to fix the original's terrible multiplayer mode. Invasions lets you dive into other players' campaigns as the demons themselves. Imagine the chaos. No release date yet, but it's coming out soon. Are there any games you're looking forward to? You can tell us all about it in the comments section. Or you can get some of our picks using the links in our description box. You can also watch us try out new and awesome games at our gameplay channel, What to Play Live, by clicking the icon in the top right corner. Devil May Cry 5. There's nothing more beautiful than watching your favorite action series go back to its roots. Once rebooted by Ninja Theory, which caused a massive stir in its fanbase, Capcom goes back to where it all started. A sequel to Devil May Cry 4, it continues the stories of Nero and Dante, plus with all new characters, especially the mysterious V. They're up for some demon fun once again. A new threat arises and the heroes are getting older and mature by the day. The characters have changed but the gameplay has not. Continuing their action hack and slash gameplay, DMC5's slick and seamless combat is its greatest strength. This latest entry brings all kinds of badassery from classic DMC games with more style and better graphics. Story remains a blur at the moment, but we might have a few clues about what's going on. It's coming out this March 8, 2019.
It's your grade. Jack it up all you want.
One Piece World Seeker. As one of today's most popular anime series, Bandai presents its fans with a piece of Monkey D. Luffy's universe. Set in the open world environment Jail Island, World Seeker lets you take on the shoes of the rubbery protagonist in an all-new adventure made exclusively for the title. Though many have explored the themes and lore of One Piece, this is the first time it's opened to a free-roaming experience. Introducing two new characters in the young resistance leader Jean and the scientific prison warden Isaac, each representing the two sides of the game's political pro- and anti-Navy divide. Of course, the rest of the gang is coming too as they work to find a compromise between modernity and tradition. Just recently announcing its delay to 2019, this feels like good news for this very ambitious but seemingly undercooked title. We'll all see how it turns out once it releases sometime next year. Gears 5. In their latest branding move, Gears has dropped the war in their name, but that doesn't mean there's any less action in the Locust battlefield. In the 6th installment, it seems that the Coalition's third-person shooter is well on its way to becoming the main highlight of the Microsoft showcase. Coming back with two other, albeit minor tactics and Funko Pop title, Gears 5 looks very promising. A sequel to Gears of War 4, it's set years after its events and features the outsider Kate as the main character on a quest to uncover her origins. Returning characters include JD Phoenix, Delmont Walker, and an aging Marcus Phoenix. Explore the crumbling world with friends in online or local split-screen co-op and witness it all in stunning Ultra HD. It's set to release in 2019. Dead or Alive 6. Not entirely obvious from their name, but the Dead or Alive series has been going on since as far back as 1999. A sequel to 2012's Dead or Alive 5, 6 will actually be the 19th in their long-running series. With this upcoming title, DOA is adding in more high-flying fighters to their lineup, the latest being the feisty-looking British assassin, Christie. Making her debut in 2001, her return to the arena is a welcome one, considering her undeniable sex appeal. Rounding it off to 20 Fierce Fighters, Doa 6 is a move to newer territory. With less focus on sexy fan service and more on esports viability, it'll pave the way for more intense and strategic gameplay. This is especially true with the new combat mechanics like Break Gauge, Break Blow, Break Cold, Fatal Rush, and so much more. Mark your calendars for an action-packed Valentine's Week when Doa 6 comes out on February 15th, 2019. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Though it didn't quite enjoy much time in the mainstream spotlight, Michael Ansell's Beyond Good and Evil has made quite an impact. Remaining a certified cult classic 9 years after, it's definitely stirred up enough hype for this well-deserved sequel. Set in a universe of anthropomorphic animals and ragtag space piracy, Beyond Good and Evil 2 will be a prequel to the 2003 original. Become one of the leading space pirates and go on a quest to find a fellow space pirate in search of a sacred relic. From the looks of the recent trailers, BGE2's got that unique aesthetic going on for them. How exactly it will play, we'll have to find out with the gameplay reportedly coming out this December. Going through delay after delay, unfortunately no release date yet. Wolfenstein Youngblood. Lucky for the Wolfenstein series, the Nazi killing never gets old. In this standalone spin-off title, BJ Blazkowicz relinquishes the spotlight to his two twin daughters. Set in the alternate 1980s, play as either Jessica or Sophia and help them navigate the Nazi-infested dystopia. Taking a break from the main campaign, this brand new co-op adventure is Machine Game's best answer to the Wolfenstein 3 void. While there's not much info on the actual co-op mechanics, from what we've seen in the trailers, the two characters will have their own fighting styles, which makes for an exciting Wolfenstein experience. Work together with a friend to infiltrate the narrow streets of Paris. A cool follow-up to the new Colossus, it's set to release in 2019. Jump Force. Bringing together your favorite weekly Shonen Jump heroes, Spike Chunsoft's fighting game is taking you back to 50 years of amazing storytelling and fantastic anime characters. This might be the most ambitious anime fighting game in history. Think of it as Bandai Namco's version of Square Enix's Dissidia in NetherRealm's Injustice. This upcoming fighter unites your favorite heroes and villains, including Goku from Dragon Ball, Luffy from One Piece, Naruto from Naruto, and Light from Death Note. So far, there are over 24 characters confirmed from 10 major series. Aside from the anime we mentioned, expect to see your favorite characters from Bleach, City Hunter, Hunter x Hunter, Fist of the North Star, Saint Seiya, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Yu Yu Hakusho. There might be more coming soon, but that's all we know so far. It's coming out this 15th of February 2019. Metro Exodus. Following all the other post-apocalyptic titles on this list comes the survival first-person shooter based on the novel Metro 2033. The third in the series, Exodus will mark an important turn in the franchise as the characters find their way out of the shadows and into the vast and beautifully hostile Moscow. In a way, this title opens up new horizons for the series, especially with the open world-like experience. Though not quite as free-roaming as other open-world games, Metro Exodus is still a liberating jaunt with its massive scale levels. The world will be divided into 4 varying hubs, according to the seasons. Burst into the upper realms with brand new weapons like crossbows, an improved inventory, and a crafting system much like Last of Us. It'll be a new survival experience for the series, and we're looking forward to playing it this February 22, 2019. Anthem. After Andromeda, the new BioWare during its partnership with EA had a rocky start, a strong contender to Bungie's Destiny 2, Digital Extreme's Warframe, and even 343's Halo. It's set in a stunning science fiction universe where you explore an open world equipped with your powerful exosuit. Coupled with a strong emphasis on multiplayer, triumph as one as you bear it all out in the great extraterrestrial wasteland. Since this is a third-person shooter, it's no surprise that there's a strong RPG system here. With the introduction of ultimate abilities and customizable exosuits, players can choose what they want to be in the battlefield with their loadout choices. While it's not exactly an MMO, on top of the regular single-player campaign, it also has a shared and dynamic open world where you can meet other players and it changes every time you play. Party with up to 4 players and go jetpacking around as Interceptors, Rangers, Storms, and Colossus. It comes out this 22nd of February 2019. Tom Clancy's The Division 2. From the streets of Manhattan, Tom Clancy's Division is moving up to the capital as the last line of defense against the raging contagion. Instead of reinventing the wheel, it seems developers of the sequel are more keen to improve on some of the faults of the first game, given its generally favorable reviews. Climbing up the ranks as a shared world shooter much like Destiny, The Division 2 promises more endgame excitement for fans of the first game, which means more challenges and activities even after the main campaign. It's clear that they're opting for long-lasting experiences with their titles, which is true for The Division that's been going on for 3 years. Washington, D.C., while familiar, will hopefully offer more landmarks and locations, as well as exotic weapons for you to try out with your friends. For more inside scoops about development, there's also a beta that you can still sign up for. It's set to release on March 15th, 2019. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. A huge deviation from the path they began with Bloodborne and Dark Souls, From Software is beginning anew with this upcoming action-adventure set in a fantasy-tinged Sengoku period. It's basically everything the West loves about Japan. Ninjas, samurai, stealth, and katana slashing, compressed into one action-packed title. Topped with From Software's signature combat style, while not completely, will probably give it that needed oomph factor. Revolving around a katana-wielding, prosthetically armed shinobi that can, well, die twice, there will be a lot of unique combat mechanics to look forward to. In Shadows Die Twice, there's definitely more focus on mobility, especially with Sekiro's grappling hooks that let him jump from rooftop to rooftop. In terms of visuals, the game looks gorgeous, but what seems to be its biggest drawback is its intrusive UI, that usually isn't a problem with most Miyazaki titles. It's set to release on March 22, 2019. Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red's ambitious new IP might possibly break video game standards. After their massive success with their dark fantasy RPG, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, these Polish developers aim to release the best sci-fi game ever created. It was developed right after Witcher 3, and its 1-hour gameplay footage proved that great stuff like this takes such a long time. It's a video game adaptation of Pondsmith's sci-fi tabletop where you can create your own roles in a bleak futuristic society. CDPR promised players a wide and expansive open-world experience set in first-person perspective. It's a bold risk, but it adds total immersion as seen in the gameplay video. Players assume the role of V as he explores the high-tech, low-life society of Cyberpunk 2077. Create your own character from top to bottom, including personal trauma, backstory, and even determine your own class by your decisions in-game. It's turning out to be like a true RPG experience. Unfortunately, no release date yet, but we can't wait until it comes out sometime soon. And those were the upcoming Xbox One games for the years 2019, 2020, and beyond. And if you love this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to become a certified What To Player. That's about it. Once again, I'm Ernest, and see you next time.